We're live. Or I'm live. You're not, because by the time you see this, I might be even sleeping. Yeah, so I had some frame issues there with World of Warcraft Classic Era. That means no expansions. Nothing. There's no hardcore. There's no Wrath of the Lich King. There's no Burning Crusade. It's just the original McCoy. And I thought, like I said before, that I would try this, give it another shot now that the servers are absolutely bombarded with tons of people. Let's do interface options, display. We don't want no cloak. We could do the helm for now. It's too bad you can't just from there show cloak, pants, waist, whatever. Cougar claws. Oh, they're sharp. I know. That was cringy, but it was supposed to be. Smack him with the staff. PETA would be so happy with me right now. Gotta get rid of the evidence. And if at first you don't succeed... I found out that the giant growth elixir in Classic only lasts 2 minutes. 2 minutes! Not 20, like in Burning Crusade, and then you can increase it to 40, or whatever it is, with the mixologist. I was really disappointed with that 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm not doing herbology. I'm not doing alchemy. In Classic, everything's hardcore in this game. 2 minutes. The hell kind of shit is this? So I'm just gonna do skinning and herb. Seriously? How tough's to skin? So I figure I'm just gonna do skinning and herbs. One tracking, gathering profession that you see, and then one that you just pull out the pocket knife. We can't skin the goblins. Nope. Don't want to get too close. But if I die, who cares? Because it ain't hardcore. And because it's a Classic Era server and there's nothing, it means that people are everywhere. It's going to be densely packed. Because even Wrath of the Lich King... I know I keep repeating some of the stuff I've said in my videos in case you haven't seen my other videos. Don't go watch them. Don't bother. I mean, you've got all of Outlands. You've got all of Northrend. Then you've got the OG zones. Whereas in this one, you've just got 2 continents to visit. Right? So like I said, even if there's half the amount of population, you're going to see way... Ooh, you're going to see way more people. Like a lot more people. And to me, it's fun. Running around, buffing, healing people. Run away. That's it. I like the sound of that whack. Let's have a drink. It's got the mug and everything. No idea where he keeps it upon putting it away, but whatever. Turn in the ravaged caravan. How do I even do that? I don't think I've ever done this quest. Don't forget, I've never really done Mulgore before. Oh, he's angry. I like that. With the staff. Yeah, that's right. Run away. What? Like, what do I do? Click the sealed supply crate. Oh. I didn't know. Never done this before. 20 years, never done this one. Let's get them cougar claws. God, I love the druid. I got a Night Elf one too. I'll probably repeat that a lot in a lot of my videos, just because why not? And we'll see how that goes. Like playing the both of them, I mean. Because naturally... I mean, I'm already playing a Night Elf Druid. I'm playing a Dwarf Paladin on Classic Wrath of the Lich King. Then I've got a Moo that's like 69. Tauren Druid, level 69. Wrath of the Lich King as well, and I thought of having him go to a more populated server. Kind of like this one here. And, I mean, we'll just kind of see, because this one's a PvP server. Not really excited about that, but there was no Horde server that offered a decent population or any population without it being PvP. Whereas the Alliance, that's where that other Night Elf is. So, I'll have to figure that out on my own. I might drop the whole thing altogether. Right? And just be like, yeah, no, not doing this. Just gonna stick to, you know, to Classic, more zones to explore, less people to run into. I'll figure it out. You know, like my little thing that I want to do there. Ah, okay. We got to do these guys too. I hate the ones where you got to try and find items to drop, like quest item drops. I hate them. I like when it's just straight kill 20 of these bastards. Skin them, leave no traces, and that's it. To me, that's the best. I hate the resist that happens so often. We could see the moonbeam smacking his noggin, but he somehow resisted it. Exactly. That sometimes happens, very rarely, if you heard that. That has to do with my, my audio interface. Again, another resist, but it has to do with OBS, the program that I use for recording. Yeah, so I'm not getting stressed out. As I play this one, as I play the Night Elf one, something will resonate with me as to which one I want to play, if any of them. Then I can decide if I want to do Wrath of the Lich King Classic instead. Because the beautiful thing about Wrath of the Lich King is all you got to do is Winter Grasp and you gear up. Oh my god, you gear up so fast. And then, like, your armor matches, whereas in this game, holy fuck. At least they're getting rid of ranks decaying down to a prior rank in PvP, but then you got to do the dungeon gear. But I figure once you have it and you're matching, whatever. Resist my ass. Then it's not so bad because I don't want to be competitive. Even on a PvP server like this one with the world PvP, I don't give a shit. Not everybody's out to gank one another. I just want to be able to run around and like help people. Quest, like I said, buff them. Everybody wants the Mark of the Wild. Of course he resisted it. That's what he does. And then what's the point when I gotta get back in his face? Gonna have to get better mana. Starting to miss my Wrath of the Lich King Druid all of a sudden. Because it is, like, much easier. The whole thing's just easier, right? But yeah, as I do this, you can see some of the potential monotony. Maybe I'll go on my Druid after. It's on a low population server, though, but I play on there with my friend that I know in real life. Not a lot of people I know in real life. Not a lot of people want to know me in real life. But like I said, there's a small potential chance, maybe potential chance, that I move one of my people off of there. Or maybe I won't bother, and I'll just make my horde go to another place. Because I just like to log on, like I said, and just roam around. Pick a zone, just roam around. Simple as that. Got my steering wheel in the way here, but if I do, like, you know, Hillsbrad here. Seriously? Front/who? Oh, would you just get him? You know, Hillsbrad. 43 people! 43 people in Hillsbrad. Who's in the jungle, man? The Stranglethorn. Who's in the Strangle? Got over 50 people in the Stranglethorn Vale. Do you know how many people that is? That is like a lot of people. Okay? That we've got there. Now, Ashenvale might be a different beast because I don't find for some reason that that's like a booming place. But we'll take a look. 37 people in Ashenvale. Well, sweet pineapple. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of thing that I like to do. Okay? So now what we're going to do, because this is exciting, I'm going to go on my druid that's also in classic era, but that has a slightly less populated population. Okay? That's White Mane, man. See, it's full. Whereas the Man Crick is medium. Aladador. Night Elf Druid. This is why I'm not a voice actor. Welcome to the jungle. Who's in the Strangle? Who's in the Strangle? 50 people in the jungle. Who's in Hillsbrad? Because we've got South Shore. In Classic. Okay, 13 people, not quite, 37. What was the other one? Ashenvale. The Ashenvale. 31 people in the Vale. That's what I'm talking about, okay? Now, if I go and play the other World of Warcraft, you wouldn't get that. Everybody would be like in Hellfire or whatever, or they could be in the Northern area. And what's cool about Outlands and what's cool about Northrend is you can fly. There's no flying in the classic zones whatsoever. Like, there's just absolutely nothing there. Okay? We're going to go Wrath of the Lich King. Let's do it. Now Westfall. Not a really populated server at all. But this is where I would potentially move like my druid if I ever get him to level 80. So he's on a medium population there. Ferlina. So Pagel, I forget what Pagel is good for. Pagel is good for Alliance. That's right. Boom, boom. I love the WoW music. It's so good. All right. Now this is Wrath of the Lich King now. A couple people in Hillsbrad. We ain't got no 50 people in the jungle. Who's getting strangled? 46 people in the jungle. Really? Ashenvale. I mean, it's respectable because now if we do, like, who's in Hellfire? Yeah, exactly. 35 people in Hellfire. And what was the zone after Hellfire? Zangermarsh. But for some reason, Zangermarsh is always dead. What? Okay, I was gonna 13 people. Okay. And then we've got, you know, like who's in Borean Tundra. Yeah, you got a bunch of people there. But again, this server's like really populated, right? But these are the things that I'm sharing with you that it's like, I don't know what I want to do. And it's kind of driving me, you know, a little batshit crazy. But this is potentially where I would maybe bring my paladin over to. And then he's got the Crusader ore and all that. You don't got that in WoW Classic. So Pagel is awesome for Alliance for normal. I don't care about the fucking world PvP. I've got nothing to prove to nobody. And then on this one, I think it's still same name, but I think it's Whitemane for Horde. Oh yeah, I got my old 44 Druid on here. Yeah, I forget which one it was. And then Grobulus is the RP PvP one. Yeah. Forget that. And on the East Coast, I think... Yeah, I just don't remember now. But anyways. Any fucking who. So that's what I'm still figuring out. And while I do that, I don't mind, you know, getting both druids to like level 20. Maybe even 30. Get them into the strangle area and kind of just figure out from there what I want to do. But there's no doubt that for me, I'm a little bit more drawn... Whoops. I'm a little bit more drawn to wanting to play on Whitemane, not because it's PvP, but because each faction that's on here, there's more than double the amount of people than what's on Mankrik. Mankrik is predominantly just Alliance. Whereas on here, you're getting people from, you know, from both factions. But the problem is you probably get fucked up too. So those are all things I have to consider. Do I mind having less people? But nobody can kick my ass. Or do I want lots more people to play with? But people can whoop my ass. Okay, but now you're starting to understand why that's a big deal. For me. So those are all things that I consider. And then for me, too, the other thing is that, as far as I know, Classic Era hasn't been all that populated for a long time, because I had been checking, and that's why I was contemplating Hardcore. I was like, well, Classic Era's dead. We weren't forced to go to BC, but from BC, we were absolutely forced to go to Wrath of the Lich King, which is fine with me. BC was great, but not enough to stand on its own? Or maybe it could have, I don't know. They allowed Classic, like I said, but all the servers were low, and it was just like, I don't want to play on a low server with nobody, but here there's like people everywhere. It's absolutely nuts. So Whitemane is like, you know, where everybody comes. I know I keep looking, but it's like, that's a lot of people for Ashenvale. I know I'm gonna drive you crazy with this. Yeah, like, it's just fucking wild. And even Hillsbrad. That's just some of the areas. I mean, who's in Tenaris? That'll be the last one. Because, I mean, that could be a popular area-ish. Holy shit! God damn, there's a lot of people. Okay, you know where's got the least amount of people? Stone Talon Mountains, and I love that area. Who? Stone Talon. Holy guacamole with extra cheese. Yeah, that's just nuts. I think if I do a classic era, I think it's gonna be this guy. There's just so many people. Plus, it's cool because I'd have my Horde on classic era, but then, like, my Wrath of the Lich King and all that is predominantly Alliance, as you saw with my Paladin and my Druid. But I also do have a high-level Tauren Druid that I could always put on another server that's more populated. I just couldn't remember which one that was. Pagel was for Alliance. I don't remember what it was for Horde. I'll have to look after. But yeah, those things matter to me, like I said. Chickenfoot, that's the guy's name, and he couldn't even write the word Chickenfoot properly. Because it was taken. Yeah, the only thing I worry about is how bad I'm gonna get ganked, because I don't want to have to spend time getting all geared out and shit like that. I just don't give a shit enough about the game to do that. But Classic Era really is just that. Way more hardcore. And on a PvP server, it's not that relaxing. And if I'm not willing to really gear up and put the time in, this is where I could potentially be better off with Wrath of the Lich King server. It's quicker to level, it's easier to gear, more zones, and still arguably a lot of people. They're spread out in more zones, right? Do you want like 5 or 6 different zones to play around with, or do you want 10 or 12? Or even 15 kind of thing, right? So me, I don't get bored of just doing the classic era areas. It doesn't bother me. I don't feel like I need to do Outlands and Northrend, like I said. But again, you can fly, which is really, really cool. Because you can get to a lot more people. But I feel like when you do that, again, there's not that many zones in those extra expansions where there's a lot of people. So I'm not stressing out about it, but I'm definitely putting in a lot of thought into it. There's no two ways about it. Nacho. Think I'm gonna end this video soon because I actually want to take a look at the Horde server to see where I would go with that. Because the server that my Horde Druid is on, I wouldn't keep him there. I would definitely move his ass. It wants us to grind here. Well, that's not really that big of a grind. Would you like to grind with me? That actually sounds dirty. Imagine a guy asking a girl in the bar on the dance floor, want to grind? At least that was the terminology we used back then. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to end it here because I'm curious to go back to my horde on Classic Wrath of the Lich King and figure out what's up, what's going on there. So as always, if you liked the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. It does greatly help. Support the channel with the algorithm in making me more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up. You see that what happened? That just spawned out of nowhere. Well, it wasn't from nowhere. It came from somewhere. If that would have happened on hardcore, see what I'm saying? That bird is angry. It's like, you want to talk shit? That bird is like, bitch, I would have circumcised you. And it could have, potentially. So yeah, and if you want to subscribe, did I already say that? I forget. Obviously, that'd be great, but if not, whatever. Thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care. And maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.